Hi, welcome to another episode of The Pipeline, a show where we like to display and showcase real estate businesses and real estate agents who are at the top forefront of their market. Today, I'm very excited to have our next guest. His name is Peter Green. He's the managing partner at the group at Fortune International Realty. They're a top producer team in the Miami Beach market, and I'm very excited to have him today. Welcome, Peter. Tell us more about you and how you got started on the real estate industry.
Thanks for having me, Carlos. I really appreciate it. It's great to see you. So basically how I started, well, firstly, I'm from New York City. So I was born and raised in New York City. And then what happened was I always had this interest with Latin America and Brazil. I had studied Portuguese in college. I minored and majored in economics. And to be honest, I really never thought I was even going to be involved with real estate. I thought I was going to go into some type of banking or something with international sales or import exporting because of the language skills and the sales component. But I moved down to Miami and I was here for a few years. I worked in hotels and then I opened up this other business with technology. And one day someone was like, man, you're really good with people and, you should really consider real estate. And my mom actually was a real estate broker for a long time. And, she made it seem like it was so tough to do deals. And I kind of I don't know, I just never was really like thinking I was going to get into this. But anyway, it was a time where I needed to make some money. Business was going down and somebody said, it's sales and you look good with people. So when I was in Miami, this is about 14 years ago, I decided to get a license and I've been involved with real estate ever since, in luxury real estate, Miami.
Well, we both know that it's a very challenging industry, particularly in the luxury and the high-end market. And for those who are watching, Peter, how did you got into it? What were some of the things that you did getting started to get acquainted with the industry and getting new clientele business?
Well, when I first started, it was interesting, like in 2008, I didn't have any clients and, I didn't know what to do, but I was living in this building in Miami Beach, and there was this company that was a bunch of young guys called condo.com. At the time, it was like one of the first companies that it was doing lead generation. So I immediately connected with them and they gave me free leads with a referral fee percentage. So I was getting leads left and right. My first year, not knowing anything, I made like $75,000 because I was closing rentals and I was focusing on rentals and sales sometimes. And I just had a good year and I was just excited. And I was focusing a lot in the same areas I do, like Miami Brickell and downtown. And that's how I kind of started working for a small brokerage company and just had a good commission split. And the whole idea was to get leads. I wasn't really getting listings, but every once in a while I would. But I was dealing with buyers because it actually was a buyer's market in 2008 with the recession and the financial crisis.
And well, you're very knowledgeable about the internet, and since you started, you were acquainted with the internet world. As a real estate business owner, how would you consider how important it is for you to have your business presence online? To generate new business. How important is that for your business today?
Well, I think it's very important because I think that it's a digital world we live in, 90% of buyers are going, or even more at this point, are going online and looking for properties. Essentially, if you don't have an internet presence, you don't have a website, they can't understand what you're representing or your experience or anything. It becomes difficult for you to get business because if, for instance, you can call people and prospect. And of course, that's what they teach you in real estate. And it's very true. And it's very part of it, but part of the job and the business. But, it really has to do with your internet website, your presence, because you're going to approach sellers. They want to know what you're representing. They want to know what you're going to do for them and so forth. And of course, on the buy side, lead generation, you have to have buyers coming in continuously and dealing with people and having a CRM, which is something that I really learned is very important.
And we were just talking before we jump on the screen, but we were just talking on how much of a challenge sometimes it is to get used to new technologies, to work in our favor and help us be more productive and things like that. What has been your experience that using a CRM, using technology? Has it been, better for the day-to-day processes?
I think it really has become a lot better because, it's a game changer, a CRM. Having an effective CRM that you're comfortable with. I mean, there's no right or wrong um, answer to what CRM is the best. I love your CRM that you use. Somebody actually once presented it to me. I never used it. Then you guys brought it back. It's integrated to the site, the follow-up boss. It's just a very real estate centric system, which it's important because you have the app on the phone, you have the desktop, and it reminds you to follow people. You can track conversations, you can track what email and text and what the people were searching when they go back. So you really have a good control over your client base, constantly adding and it's great because if you're just putting it in Excel or kind of just haphazardly going about it, you're not going to be effective. And that's the thing. CRM really keeps you effective, whether it's the buyer leads that come in through the site that are connected, that are uploaded into the system, or the people you talk to, the sellers and creating different seller lists and current clients and contacts or whatever. But the main thing is you have to constantly be in contact with people. You have to be prospecting and dealing with your warm market and all these things. And it's a combination. So it's great.
No, it's I use it myself for our business, and I consider it's a very powerful tool to help us on a daily basis. Now, moving a little bit more to the real estate side, Peter, how do you see your market today? The markets that you currently dominate, the buildings that you go after, how do you see the market moving in today's ecosphere?
Well, I see the market, obviously we were in a very fast-paced market since January of 2021. It kind of went from the world is coming to an end during the COVID, and then all of a sudden, you just saw an influx of people from all everywhere just coming to Miami because of the attractiveness of it, price point, and the market became hot and more expensive. And I see now that was like an 18-month run. And then in the last 2 months, I kind of see things leveling off. Why? Because the interest rates have doubled. Okay. Cost of money was a lot less expensive. And then number two, you just see that the financial markets and everything that people are investing in has kind of taken, has happened the downfall in that. And so you see people kind of you see some price cuts. It depends. It's contingent on project to project. You see the new development projects are selling out and, but again, we're in the summer. So I think things are kind of leveling off, and there's a lot of buyers and a lot of people who want to come from all over the world. Brazil, elections in Colombia. So there's a lot of economic and political uncertainty. So people are kind of waiting to see now, and not everyone's paying full price as they were last year and the beginning of this year up until the spring.
For those who are watching, it's safe to say, Peter, that we're talking specifically about the South Florida luxury Miami Beach market.
Well, I know that exactly. I mean, we focus the group at FIR, at Fortune International Realty, focuses on South Florida. We really focus on Miami Beach, but we deal with downtown, we deal with Edgewater, we can deal with Miami Beach, even to Fort Lauderdale. We had sold one of our first deals right now. So a great family, a great deal, and they paid over the asking price. So anything renovated, single family home that's brand new, gutted, or a brand new house is selling for
Peter, now that we're talking about the real estate, tell me about what's new. What are those new projects that are bringing a lot of attention, especially in the Miami Beach? Where are you seeing a lot of attention being directed to right now?
I see a lot of attention being directed to one of our products that we showcase, which happens to not be a Fortune project. And we do represent Fortune products, but one of the projects, because we're in South of Fifth, we're in Miami Beach, is Five Park Residences. Five Park Residences is really a 90-unit building. It's high end. There's only about five floor plans in the building, and it's a very high-end building. They created a park. It's going to really enhance the area by creating a bridge that connects Fifth Street to the south of Fifth area. So you don't have to cross that expressway triple lane, you can, it's going to be a safer solution.
Well, and for those who want to know more, we're going to include, Peter, all of your information and the website. But for those who may want to know, where can they find Peter Green and the group? We are happy to say that these podcasts have been, a reason of connection and connectivity between other agents, where when they're looking in this market, they refer to you. So how can people find you online? How can people get to Peter Green and the group?
Well, I mean, our website is the group at atfir.com, so they can Google us. If you Google us, you're going to see that, things connected to Fortune International Realty, new development projects. We're really starting to enhance our ad spend and acquire more listings. So you're going to see us. You're going to see us come up, Associate Harry Baxter, myself, and we're connected to the new developments. You have new developments like St. Regis, which is a Fortune project, which is going to be, there's going to be a new one in Sunny Isles, and there's a St. Regis in Miami near Brickell. So there's a lot of things that we're involved in, because new development is a good thing. People want to put deposits down and they look to the future to be able to move into something new, because people always want. This is like the third cycle of new development right now. So you see, a lot of people are thinking about moving to Miami. Of course, you have the tax situation, the attractive climate, and the security. It's a safe place to be.
It's a beautiful place to be, and we can both attest to that. Peter, I ask every guest in the show one question, and is hopefully takes you back to those early beginnings when you started. But if you were to start real estate today, what would be something that you would recommend to a new agent starting today in 2021 in real estate? What would you focus on?
Well, I think that I started I think that, firstly, I would say to take classes and courses and read of what to do. For instance, you can't kind of freelance this business and kind of wing it. I started in a time when it was a buyer's market, and it just so happened that it made sense to deal with buyers. And I had a company spending a lot of ad spend, and they were giving, but that doesn't exist anymore. Nowadays, you really have to invest. Okay. I recommend that you don't go into real estate with at least 6 months of savings minimum, and to pay your cost and some marketing expense. But really, the main thing is to prospect, and that doesn't cost anything. You have to be and get a CRM, right? Put all your contacts in a customer relationship management system, and it could be a $20 system. It doesn't have to be Follow Up Boss. I think Follow Up Boss is worth the investment, but for people starting out, it's important to call sellers, because the name of the game really is getting the listing, right? That's what they talk about. It's contacts equal contracts. And I'll tell you, a simple goal of mine is, even though I've been doing this for 14 years, I prospect, I cold call, I deal with, I have a goal. I speak to 20 new people that I haven't spoken to a day. Not the same people or my friends, but 22 people. That's 100 people a week. So you have to make the call. You have to willing to put the work in and have a focus. You can't just be, a client comes and you're spending 2 weeks with them, showing them a million things, and then all of a sudden they don't. No, you have to have a schedule. You have to create some type of a structure, and that's something I didn't do. I recommend that for all agents or anybody. You have to have a routine. People say real estate's not really a 9-to-5 job, but it kind of is in a way. If you treat it in a sense of working, 8:30, 9 o'clock, prospecting in the morning, it's setting up meetings. I always like to say, keep it simple. Call in the morning, have a meeting in the afternoon. Don't have meetings in the morning unless it's a specific thing, then you can move your schedule around. But have a certain schedule, prospect. And of course, if you have the money to invest or partner up, invest in a company like TREMGroup, for example, which is an amazing interactive digital company that generates leads. They have great quality. They take it seriously. And, it's all a matter of...
We appreciate that. We appreciate that a lot, Peter. But, talking on our behalf, I definitely would like to tell you, right? Our whole goal is to equip you as a real estate business owner with the platform and the technology that you need to represent your brand online and to generate new prospects of people that are currently using the internet to look at those areas that you want to dominate. Therefore, that's our entire goal, and that's what we recommend. Peter, it's been very nice to have you. I know that you're very, very busy, and I appreciate you so much for taking the time and joining us today. Is there anything else that you want to add for people that are checking us out today?
No, just that, just to let people know that, who we are, like myself, Harry Baxter, and some of my other associates, we have, combined experience of over 30 years, 35 years of experience, really in the general side. So we deal with investments. So it could be multifamily. We focus a lot on the single family homes and of course, luxury condos, which, I've been doing since 2008. And, we take the job seriously, and we have a great, great team, contract admins and attorneys, and we have a good rep. We care for the client, and we work hard to get the highest price possible if it's a seller, or the best deal possible if it's a buyer. So, Carlos, I really appreciate your time, as I know that you're very busy too, and I love your team, and you guys are, they really are amazing, and as things progress.
So teamwork and collaborations, that's the name of the game, and that's what we're doing this type of content to.
I agree. I agree, because I could have put my, Peter Green team or something like that. And, for me, I have aspirations to do development and investment, and who knows how long I'll actually be a real estate agent for, because I have passions and I have other passions that combine. But, I like to work with groups. We call the group at FIR, not because we're the group, but we're just a group of guys who work and, humbly, and we're happy to do it. It is a pleasure. We like to give good service.
And I can attest to that. Again, Peter, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here today. And I can't wait to have you on the show again. You're always welcome.
Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate it.